a lot of beginner and intermediate players play the Giuoco Piano. So in Giuoco Piano, there is a very critical line called the Greco Variation, which we have to be thorough about. So e4, e5, knight out, bishop c4, and bishop to c5. This is the Giuoco Piano, right? Now, first thing, a lot of players play just knight c3 here, which is not a good idea because that gives away any advantage white has. If white wants to keep a good, healthy advantage as white as the player who makes the first move, he or she has to play c3. Now, black's main move, knight f6. So this is all standard, right? This is where d4 or d3, both moves are possible. So d3 is the Giuoco pianissimo, the quietest Giuoco piano, and d4 is the more direct Giuoco piano. So in this video, we are going to see what happens after d4, takes, bishop b4, and then knight to c3. This is called the Greco variation. White is inviting black to take the pawn. Now, if you don't want to play the Greco, you can of course play bishop d2, in which case takes, and the position is equal because after takes, the pawn is defended and black will not castle. That allows e5. Black will play d5 and material is everything is stabilized in the center. It's going to be equal. Now, the Greco variation is knight c3. Here, we are going to first see what is the trap, the Greco trap that black could fall in. Then we are going to see how black can avoid that trap, and keeping that in mind, what should be white's response after the Greco line. And then we are going to see a more standard move for black, which we as white should have a reply to. So first, let's see the trap. This is the first and foremost thing everyone should be thorough about. After knight takes pawn, we just castle. This we have to play. We have to castle. We are inviting knight takes knight, pawn takes, bishop takes. Looks like black has won 2 pawns. But now we are going to play this nice little move, queen to b3, giving up a full rook. And if black takes that rook, he has fallen into the trap. How? Bishop f7, king moves, and bishop g5. Attacking the queen, there's only one move to save the queen. Now we have multiple ways to win. The most strongest move here is knight e5. Basically threatening bishop g6 and mate. For example, if d6, we just play bishop g6. And checkmate is kind of unstoppable. If you'll have to play d5. If you play d5, then we have queen f3. Black will have to give up a lot of material, and now we get the queen. So you get the point. If black falls into the trap like this, we just take, and after king moves, we just play bishop g5. Now knight e7, and you have knight e5. Rook e1 also wins because you're basically winning the queen. There's no way to save the queen, right? Bishop e7 is coming. Rook takes bishop also wins because black is in so much trouble. We can take the bishop and then come back, and he'll still be there. So this is the first thing, the trap, the Greco trap. But the thing is, the black players will be thorough with it, right? So after you play takes and bishop e4, after knight c3, black plays knight takes pawn, and when you castle, they take, let's say, and when we play queen to b3, sorry, after bishop takes, when we play queen to b3, if black is aware of the trap, or if black realizes right now that if I take the rook, there's going to be problems, black can't just castle because in the bishop hangs, right? But black can play d5, keeping things equal. Now he's no longer, losing. It's still in the balance. So we can just take the bishop or take here. But either way, after takes, we can't take back. Then black just develops everything, castles, and he is up a pawn, right? So we have to show the compensation for the pawn. So he's right now 2 pawns up. But if you take 1 pawn, it's still 1 pawn up. We play d5, preparing queen g5, so queen g7. So now knight is attacked, and if queen takes pawn, then he's running a huge risk. Like we're going to play queen to g7, rook f8, rook e1 is coming, bishop h6 is there, bishop a3 is there. It just completely lost him. So he can't do that. He'll not take the pawn. He'll play knight e7, and now we got to play bishop to b2, stopping him from castling. Because if he castles, he's a clean pawn up. So we play bishop b2, forcing him to play f6, and then we take. If knight takes, we have ideas of rook e1. If queen takes, we can take on c7. So knight takes, we can even play bishop a3. That's another line. But rook e1, king f7, we have enough compensation, right? Okay, we are down 2 pawns in this case, but his king is stuck. Bishop a3 is a good idea here. Now let's say rook e8. We just take, king takes, and the king is perennially stuck there. Queen e4, and we get the h pawn. So once we get one pawn, we have enough compensation for the other extra pawn. So without going too deep, let me just show you the line. The problem with playing queen to b3 is he'll play d5, and when we take, he'll just take. Now we have to show compensation for the 2 pawns we're down by. At least 1 pawn. Like you will get this pawn, but we'll still be down by 1 pawn. So now the pressure is on us. If we don't play that carefully, without activity, we might get into an endgame with a pawn down. So to avoid this, there is a very good alternative. After the Greco line, castles, this of course we should play. If you're going for Greco, you got a castle. Knight takes, sorry, yeah, knight takes, pawn takes. When they play bishop takes, playing queen b3 will be a sort of a gamble. If black takes the rook, if he's not aware, we win. But if black plays d5, then it's still equal. So we can play a stronger move, bishop to a3. This is a very nice move. This line you have to learn a little bit deeper. We're stopping him from castling, first of all. Now, if they play d6, we just play rook c1. We are down by 2 pawns still, but now where will the bishop go? Bishop a5 is the only square. Now we play queen a4, attacking it again. d5 is a threat, right? So what to do? d5 is a big threat. They have to play bishop d7. Now d5 comes anyway. And we're winning a piece, isn't it? Knight d4 and just queen takes. So this is a nice line. Knight takes line is not a problem. We just take back. Queen check is just one check. We can bring our pieces in. If queen check, we just play king h1. And what can they do? Queen f4. Attacking the pawn. That's fine. We just play rook check. Force him to move the king. Let's say king d8. And then we just play bishop f1. And everything is intact. We are up a piece. So bishop a3 is a very strong move. So they can't play a move like d6 to, castle happily because of rook c1. The bishop is almost stuck. So they have to play actively. The main move is d5, attacking our bishop. Now we play bishop b5, still allowing bishop takes rook. So what can they do here? We are threatening rook c1. First thing, they can't castle. They can't move the knight. So it seems, okay, what if they play bishop d7? Then we just play rook c1. And if the bishop moves, what can we do? Oh, wow. We can play some nice moves here. Rook takes c6. If bishop takes, we have rook e1. Oh, wait. We can take first and then queen e2 check. And after king to d7, knight e5. And when if king goes to c8, we just play queen a6 check and it's mate. Next move. Rook b1. Oh, wait. Bishop blocks, no? Oh, wait. Queen a6, and when king moves, we have knight takes pawn. So they'll go to, after knight e5, they'll go to e6. Then we just play knight to d3, discovered attack. The king is just getting mated here, right? So you can calculate the mate here. Let's go back. So that's a nice line here. Let's go back. So bishop d7 is also not a possibility. So their main move is bishop takes rook. So again, let me show you what happened. This bishop a3 is very important. Like after bishop takes, the main move is queen b3, but that allows d5. Black refuses to fall into the trap of bishop takes rook. Now that's why we are playing bishop a3 instead. Now their main move is d5, attacking our bishop. We move the bishop. Now their main move is taking the rook. When they take our rook, we give a check first, and then black can't move the king. Remember, this square is not castling. This side is not available for black. So they have to play something like bishop e6, only move, right? Almost. Now we play a nice little move, queen to c2. Look at all our pieces. Yes, we are down a rook right now. Yeah, we're down a rook, but we will get the bishop. We'll be down an exchange. But the pressure. Now black is almost lost in this line. Queen d7, just knight e5. And now black has no defense to knight takes knight. The king is also stuck. And if you castle long, you'll still get wrecked over here. Bishop takes, pawn takes, and knight takes. Ah, now we can even take here. Wait. We can take the queen, right? We can take the queen. So bishop takes. No, sorry. So they can't castle. They have to move the queen. So where to move the queen? If queen moves, then we just take here. So it's too much pressure on black. It's just gone. So how did that happen? So again, this is a very nice way to trick your opponents. So opponents might think you're going to play queen b3 and then they'll be prepared with d5, but no, we play bishop a3. Bishop a3, d5 is the main move. If they take the rook, what if they take the rook? That's a good question. We play rook e1, knight e7, and then we win the queen. So that's not a problem. So they may move d5, we play bishop b5. Now they may move takes. Any other move, we play rook c1. And we have great combination. So this is the second thing to understand in the Greco. So you have to weigh these things first and decide how you want to go about it. Do you want to play the queen b3 move and risk black playing d5 and equalizing? It'll still be an interesting game. It's all about, when you're playing the Greco, it's all about who is better prepared, who knows more about the opening. So that's fine. Or you can go for the bishop a3, which sidesteps this d5 idea. Now d5 is still the best move. But after d5, we just play bishop d5. And after bishop takes, we give a check. And when they block, we play queen c2. And all our pieces are in the game. And we are going to win this. The third and very important thing to understand is, after we play the main move in the Greco Variation, castles, a player who is thorough with the previous two lines, or most of it, would probably not play knight takes knight. That's one of the issues with playing Greco, right? That they will play bishop takes knight. Now, if you take back, then black will play d5 and we are a pawn down. It's a clean pawn down. You play bishop d3, they'll just play bishop f5. Or castles, actually, because there's no threat of takes. And they'll defend the pawn. It's a clean pawn up for black. So we can't do that. So after castles, if black plays bishop takes knight, you have to remember there's a very difficult move to find on the board. You have to just know it. Don't take back. Play d. Okay, if you take back, the problem is d5. So we play d5. Now they can choose to save the knight or the bishop, but we will get one piece for sure, right? So both ideas are okay for black. They can play knight e5 or they can play bishop f6. Desperado won't work. If they give up a bishop to take one more pawn, then now pieces will be too active and his king is stuck in the middle. So they have to either play knight e5 or bishop f6. Now the main move is bishop f6. Okay, here you have to know a little bit deeper. So after bishop f6, don't take again. If you take, then black takes with the b pawn. And once black gets d5, black is completely good. It's how many pawns? We are down 2 pawns, right? So we can't do that. So after bishop to f6, we keep the tension with rook e1. Again, black can choose to save either of the two pieces. Actually, this knight you can't save. So this knight is gone anyway. I mean, you can play queen e7, but then we'll probably get the piece again. I mean, not there. We'll probably get the piece again. So they have to play knight e7. The only way to save the piece. Yeah, and now we take the piece. Rook takes knight. And here they can castle, but that allows this d6 move. And we are down 1 pawn. But we have got enough activity for that pawn. So this is okay for white. This will be an interesting game. The main move here is actually, instead of castles, d6. Now we can play bishop g5. That's the main move. And if they take, we just take back. And if they castle, we have this interesting line, knight takes h7. The point being, king takes and it's just going to be crushing. King g8, rook h4. You can also play normally with your pawn down, but we've got enough activity for this. You can even play something like queen h5, right? Or just rook c1, or just pawn h3. So we have enough activity here. So let's go back. So that is what we do when they play bishop to f6. We basically just play rook to e1. And we accept that we are a pawn down, but we have activity. Now if they play knight e5, then don't take the bishop. Yeah, we will take the bishop. They take here, and then we play queen d4. We're gonna get one piece. If they try to hang on to the knight, then rook e1 check and we win. Wait, If they play knight to d6, knight e d6, we play queen g7 first, and then we play rook check. So we win. So let's go back. So they can play knight c d6, but then we do the same thing. Here they have queen f6 also, but let's say rook f8 and then rook e1. Again, we are getting the piece back. If they play queen e7, we just play knight d2. And if they play f5, we exchange, and then we get the piece back. Good position, right? Let's go back. So after knight takes, we play queen d4. Their main move is f5, defending the e4 knight. Then we just take the other knight. They can castle here, but d6 is better. They can stop the problem with d6, and then we play knight d4. Okay, this line goes deep, but we are again down one pawn here. So when we play the Greco, we are kind of running the small risk of being a pawn down, but there is activity. And if your opponent is not properly prepared, they can go wrong very easily. So these are the three things to understand. So just to show you once more, after the Giuoco Piano, the Greco starts with takes bishop b4, and here we play knight c3. That's a Greco. If you don't want to be down a pawn, if you don't want all this fun, you can also play bishop d2. That solves all problems. Or earlier you can play d3 instead, and then play d4 later. That's how the players played at the top level. So d4 takes take bishop b4, knight c3 is a Greco. And now after knight takes, we have to know to castle. And if they go for the take, then we have two options. Queen b3 allows him to fall into the trap if he wants to. And if he knows the trap, he'll play d5, in which case we'll take and we'll play d5, and we have enough activity. And the other option is playing bishop a3. This is a very strong move, and probably white will win after this, if black goes still here. Because after d5, we just play bishop b5, and if they take, we give a check, and then we play queen c2. And white just too active. So bishop a3 is very strong there. And if black does not do knight takes knight, if they do bishop takes, then this is very important. You got to play d5. You have to keep the tension. We're down 2 pawns, right? Okay, we're down 1 pawn. So now bishop f6 is the main move. Then we play rook e1 and get back a piece. And if they play knight e5, still we take and get back a piece. Like this. So here also you're down 1 pawn. But the reward is that there are so many ways black would have gone wrong till now, or from here also. And you're not even worse. You always have d6, like keeping a wedge in the position, not allowing the bishop to develop. And all these ideas are there. All this is there. Rook e1, bishop g5. It's just a lot of things for black to worry about, and they can easily go wrong. So Greco is a very fun opening, especially when we are like starting out playing chess or when we are at the intermediate level. Once you go to the top level, if black is prepared, it'll backfire. It'll probably end up becoming a draw, or we won't have much to do there, because if computer plays this against us as black, then we can't really do much. But as humans, it's always going to be fun. Until we reach like 2000 FIDE level, we can of course play this opening and have fun with it.